All right, now let's make it a little bit more interesting. Now the a value here is not going to be 1. Look, the a value is now 2, but you have to remember something that was really, really important. When we did the completing the square and we threw the guy out, that x value always up front was a 1. Well, it's not a 1 anymore. It's a 2. So what do? Well, simple, same as before. You know that this is the house. You know that this is the one that's not going to cooperate. So throw it out just like before. So you're going to get 2x squared minus 8x, and then the 14 on the outside, right? Now, here's the cool thing. You can always GCF, greatest common factor. Factor out that number in front. If you factor out that number in front, means taking out a 2, which means this is an x squared, this is now a 4x. Don't forget, you've taken a 2 out of this value as well. And I'm going to show you what to do a little later on. It's one extra step just to kind of see what happens. So same as before, same old, there's 14. Now, you know and I know what to do at this point. Yep, take this, half of this number, minus 2 squared, or I should say minus 2 is your magic number, squared becomes positive 4. But don't forget, that you took out a 2 here, meaning that 2 goes to everything inside the bracket, right? So when you go out and say, okay, I've added a 4 here, I have to take away a 4 here, don't forget that you actually multiplied that 4 by this greatest common factor. So what does that mean? Real simple. All you got to do is remember that's times 2. That's it. Because you went 2 times 4, you actually added an 8. So you have to take away 2 times 4. You have to take away the 8. That's simple. Okay? So how does this change things? Watch. Magic number is still the same. Minus 2, meaning this guy is now a perfect square. X minus 2 squared, right? That 2 still stays up front. So your a value is now 2. Okay? And you have 14 minus 8. 14 minus 8, of course, is 6. And there you go. That's what it looks like. Y equals 2. And again, you can bring up the calculator and you can play around with this and go, oh, well, wait a second. Does that actually work? Well, remember what the original equation was. The original equation was, in fact, 2x squared minus 8x plus 14. That was the original. Put this one as y1, put this one as y2. If the color changes, you know it's the same equation. So let's bring up the y equals 2. So here we go. Go back into y equals 2. Still have the original question in there from the podcast previous here. Now, put in the two values. 2x squared minus 8x plus 14. 2x squared, 2x squared minus 8x plus 14. Double check to make sure it's the same one. 2x squared minus 8x plus 14, it is. And now put in the other one in y2, which is right down here. This is going to be 2 bracket. Now, x minus 2 squared plus 6. X minus 2 squared, x minus 2 bracket squared, right? And it was plus 6. Okay, plus 6. Now, hopefully we get the color change. Here we go. So your original one's going to be in red and the next one's going to be in black. I just didn't put it in as Y1. That's okay. Here we go. Ready? Go. Original one is in red. Here it is. Here comes the black one. Boom. Right over top. You know you did it right. Okay? Beautiful. So this, in fact, is correct. Great way of doing this. All you got to do is to remember to GCF, factor first to make this as an X, and then don't forget to include that 2 out here. Otherwise, the rest of it is exactly the same.